This is the quote that I've lived my whole life on.
Bruce Lee's quote.
Exactly. It's here. It's in my house. I have this thing everywhere because you might as well be dead. Seriously, if you always put limits on what you can do, physical or anything else, it'll spread over into the rest of your life. There are no limits, there are only plateaus. A man must constantly exceed his level.
When I set my sights on doing something and I know what I'm capable of, it's not like a surprise to me. It's a surprise to y'all because y'all didn't believe me, you know, but for me, I knew I could do it, and I believed that I could do it. I just needed the opportunity, and that's all they say I've been fighting is nobody's. So what can they say now? Somebody tell me, what can you say now?
For 6 years, I went every single day without missing a single day. I never got sick. I was in the water on Christmas, birthday, holidays, everything. It didn't matter. When you have a goal that's important enough to you, nothing will stand in your way. During the days where I didn't want to go, or I was tired, I was sore, this, that, or the other, I still went. Because if I'm gonna go to practice and I'm gonna get 10%, 20%, 30% out of that day, it's better than getting zero. So I was always taking steps forward. I swam for over 20 years, and I can guarantee you there was probably 100 days where I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to stay in the pool or stay in my bed and not get out. But those were the days where you have to. You have to get up and do something, because I think that's really what separates the good from the great. The greats do things when they don't always want to do them.
All Chechen village are the same. People helping each other to become a good people. So now it's my time to give back. That's why I'm building a gym. This gym I'm building in my village for the young people, boys, become a good wrestlers here. I just don't want to put a cage because of the kids, you know, so first they has to become a wrestlers, then after 50 years, after 20 years, I don't know, they're going to choose what they want to do. So it's not gym for me, I'm building for the kids. A lot of young people, every evening we here play football. They're training wrestling as well. They're explaining to me like, I'm going to be, he says, I'm going to be like you. I say, you're going to be better than me if you start to train right now. Kids has to be safe, so has to be not the streets. Better has to be in the gym. Gyms makes you a stronger guy.
You didn't get it. You were never gonna get it. They dangle these things in front of you. They tell you you got a chance, but I'm sorry, it's a lie. Because they'd already made up their mind and they knew what they were gonna do before you walked in the door. You made a mistake, and they are never forgetting it. As far as they're concerned, your mistake is just, that's who you are. And it's all you are. I mean, they'll smile at you, they'll pat you on the head, but they are never, ever letting you in. But listen, it doesn't matter. It doesn't, because you don't need them. They're not gonna give it to you, so what? You're gonna take it. You're gonna do whatever it takes. Do you hear me? You are not gonna play by the rules. You're gonna go your own way. You're gonna do what they won't do. You're gonna be smart. You are gonna cut corners, and you are gonna win. They're on the 35th floor. You're gonna be on the 50th floor. You're gonna be looking down on them. And the higher you rise, the more they're gonna hate you. Good, good. You rub their noses in it. You make them suffer. You don't matter all that much to them. So what? Screw them. Remember, the winner takes it all.
You stare at your past and you'll end up staying there. It's okay to look back and admire it, but you carry on. I'm not in the business of staring back at it. You know what I mean? And getting lost back there. People say a loss can make or break a fighter, but trust me, a win can also make or break a fighter, because they get comfortable with a win. People can get comfortable with a win, and slack off then. Slack off on the training, slack off on the diet. They've won one. They're winners now. That's not me, you know. You sleep on a win and you'll wake up with a loss. So I just carry on.
There are sponsors that I don't want. I actually got rid of one of our sponsors, big fucking sponsor for big money. We went through the whole woke period, and they were the fucking worst ever to deal with. They don't have enough money to come back, and I don't want them. There's lots of other people out there, lots of other sponsors. Don't ever let any of these people torture you and make your life miserable over money and a sponsorship. There's plenty of other people out there that you can align yourself with. And maybe it's not as much money as that was, but I'll tell you this. life will be a lot better without their money and their bullshit.
Brother, all life was trained together. 22 years we was trained together. And last couple of years, I told you guys, Islam Makhacho is the best fighter, not in lightweight. He's a pound for pound #1 fighter in right now. Today, now is our plan. Fly all the way to Australia and fight in pound for pound king backyard with Volkanovski. Let's do it.
Islam, is there anything you want to say to the pound for pound best fighter in the world, Alexander Volkanovski?
I didn't see this short guy. Bring him here.
Get Volkanovski in here. This guy said he wants to fight you in Australia. Defend his championship against you where you try to become a double champion. Are you down?
Let's do it. Hey, the lightweight on the line, pound for pound #1 on the line. Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the new lightweight champion of the world, Islam Makhachev.
So I get introduced to fasting, and I thought it was bullshit. When I tried it, man, it changed my life. I wish I would have known that before. It saves me. After, when I retire, I retire. One of the reasons is also I had ulcer colitis, and I was on heavy medication because it's an inflammation of the colon. And now I don't have any symptoms. I can drink, I can eat whatever I want.
What's the longest you ever fasted?
5 days. I do 4 times a year. For me, it's therapeutic. I do before summer, after summer, before the holidays, after the holidays, because I love my life. I like to enjoy my life. Sometimes I drink, I party, and it's fun. I train, but I'm not a monk. And I'm also paranoid about cancer. So to counter that, I do fasting because your body has no calorie to burn, so it turns into itself, and your body
bad cells.
Exactly. What happened when you do 3 days? If you do 3 days, for me, what I experience is the first day I have a spike of insulin. I'm very hungry. It's the hardest part is the first 36 hours. But after that, the hunger goes away. But then the third day, something happened. It's called the hunter-gatherer reflex. You have a regain of energy. You're very creative, very excited. It's like your hunter-gatherer reflex came out because your body needs to eat now. So all your senses. You drive your car, you pass by a McDonald's, you feel the freaking burger, man. Yeah, you would never feel it in the real time, but because you're in a fasting mode, it increases, it heightens your senses, and that's the hunter-gatherer reflex. And nobody makes money with fasting, but it freaking works.
Einstein would take walks and then occasionally just stop and let his mind continue in thinking while he stopped his body. And when you start looking back through history of science, history of music, etc., you'll find that there are these hyper-creative, hyper-productive people that have a practice of making their body completely still and their mind very active. Not meditation, where you're trying to just focus on your breathing, but they're actually actively thinking while keeping their body very still. I also find it fascinating that some people, for instance, myself, if I take a long run, which I do every Sunday, I make it a point to run for 60 to 90 minutes every Sunday. Not fast, but I just go. Inevitably, during those runs, I come up with some of my best ideas. It puts my brain into a state where things geyser up from my unconscious mind.
Everybody's at the best of their game.
They're all crazy.
They're all crazy, no matter what you do. I say that madness and genius are next door neighbors and they borrow each other's sugar. You have to be literally fucking up almost every other part of your life to achieve real greatness.
Yeah.
Because you gotta abandon personal relationships, you gotta be totally unbalanced, completely obsessed and focused upon your goal.